Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Ideas of how to sell your home for top dollar and how to find a home. And so we'll start off with the first one about how you are successfully helping your sellers get top dollar. And it's not pricing at the highest, is it?
No, absolutely not. Everyone thinks that they want to get just every single penny out of that house, but...
Well, I mean, doesn't it just work that way? If your neighbor sells it for $600, then you can sell it for $625?
No, it doesn't. Unless it has a killer view and a pool that's,
something that differentiates a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, as a buyer, they're like, well, I'm not going to pay that much more. So it goes back with both sides.
Absolutely.
Well, we've seen, and I'm going to get your opinion on this because this is what you do for a living. We do the loans, but we have seen the most successful sellers all about pricing it right. Whenever we see a seller try to get greedy and price it above average, meaning above what you feel that they could sell it for, don't they lose most of their potential buyers?
Well, yeah, the first couple of weeks are the most important time for the sellers. And when they price it too high, they're getting rid of a lot of the buyers. They're not even looking because, number one, they don't qualify that high some of the time.
That's true.
And number two, it's just... they just don't understand. They don't get the value of what
That's
the
a good point.
is.
I never even thought of it. It's not even on our list here. That maybe if you price it for $625 instead of $600, the person who qualifies for $600, I guess we can't qualify for that home anyways.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the buyers they're looking on their phones for their own houses half the time anyway, and they put in parameters. So if it goes up to 600, you're at 625, so even 610, you're
and
done.
that parameter kicks them out.
It kicks them out. They're not there.
So what we've seen is if you price it right, like the problem is if you overprice it, here's something you're going to think. Sellers, listen to me on this, and I know Margie will back me up on this.
Okay.
Is that a seller feels that, well, why not? Let's just price it high, and if we don't get anybody interested, we'll just lower the price. But what does that say about the home, Margie?
Yeah, it makes them think something's wrong with the home. It's like, well, why did they all of a sudden drop it $10,000?
And when you're representing a buyer and you've seen a home that's been sitting for 25, 30 days, what do? You
question, like, what's wrong with that house?
And then you also probably lowball a little bit.
Yeah.
Go, well, yeah, you got nobody else giving you offers, so we'll give you a lower one.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Just like, let's see what happens with pricing it.
Exactly. So they'll lowball the offer.
Yeah.
So what we've seen, and I know this is your strategy because we were talking about it, the pricing it correctly. If you keep it at a lower amount, not below average, but a respect amount, you create a frenzy. Right now, there's not enough homes, right?
Not at all. There's total shortage, and if you price it right, then you're going to get multiple offers, and then the seller gets to choose who gets the house.
The best offer.
The best offer.
Right. And you created a frenzy, especially in that first, like you said, the first 2 weeks are imperative right now.
Absolutely.
Okay. Oh, and if you just tuned in, we'd love you to join us in the studio. And you can see the lovely Margie Shaffer by going to donandgino.com, DONANDGINO.com. Click on the live streaming button, and voila, our 3 HD cameras let you enter the Vault Media studio here at Skyline Home Loans. And you see, Margie's waving to you. She looks very pretty.
Oh, thanks.
And she's here again, helping you with the tips. And these are foolproof ways that work. I mean, we're very experienced here. We see what works, what doesn't. And we know that these strategies work. Okay, so one of them was pricing it correctly. Imperative, I think number one.
Absolutely,
by far. It has to be priced correctly, and you need a pro that knows that and is strong enough to tell you that. By the way, there's a lot of agents, we see this all the time, that will tell you what you want to hear.
Yep.
Oh, that agent said I can only sell it for $600. The other one, though, that I interviewed said $625. Well, guess what? That's the person who's going to overprice your home and eliminate all your buyers.
Right.
So be careful. Be careful. All right, the other one, I love it because you have the chutzpah to actually let somebody know what they need to do to make their house sellable.
Right.
Meaning getting it ready. Because a lot of agents don't have the chutzpah to tell somebody, sorry, you need to get rid of the clutter. Or paint the front door.
You know, it's so important. Whenever I talk to a seller, the first thing I say is, are you going to leave it the way it is? Or are we going to do a little bit of, updating or, clearing out? It's up to you where the price is going to be. And it does depend, because if someone is moving and they don't have the time or the wherewithal to do anything, they might just want to price it lower to go,
No, that's true.
And that happens too. So it can go either way.
Well, it's good that you asked that question, because then they're like, no, I don't want the hassles to go get an extra $5. I'll just
exactly
just sell this thing,
Yeah, exactly.
Probably because and maybe that's okay because their house just went up $15,000 in the last 2 months, maybe.
It works.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
that's good strategies, because having it ready is buying and selling a home, especially buying a home, emotional decision.
Oh my God. And selling,
Yes, very much
you
so
know,
on both sides.
absolutely.
So make sure your home is prepared. The other thing I love bagging on is all of you out there thinking you can sell your home on your own.
Oh,
How's that working out?
That's a tough thing.
It is. Because you think just so you know, when you try to sell your home buyer, you think, I'm going to collect that extra commission that I was going to pay Margie and the buyer's agent. But in whole, we have the statistics. We show it all the time in the National Real Estate Cafe, nrecafe.com, by the way. And the statistics are that you will sell your home for 9% below what you normally would sell it for. Wait, you're trying to save 6%.
Right.
But you sold it for 9%. Oh, you just lost 3%?
Yeah.
And now you
not
have
only
all.
that, you have to market it yourself. You have to be out there for the open houses. You have to set out your signs. You have, there's a lot to do.
And is there any liability involved with real estate?
Absolutely. I mean, just the disclosures alone, I don't know how you would come up with those.
Yeah, and once you start trying to fill those out, you're gonna go, oh, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, it's not fun.
Before we go into the tips for buyers, how to help you buyers out there be successful, how do they get a hold of you, Margie?
My cell phone is 661-755-4001, and my email address is margieshaffer5@gmail.com.
Now, number 5 or letters
The
5?
number 5, and it's spelled MargieShaffer. People always want to put an E and SCH.
Yeah. I wouldn't know with a name like Gutling. They can't spell it either.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went over some strategies to help you sell your home for top dollar, and Margie Shaffer here with Remax is helping us with that. So thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Very good tips. The other thing is buyers. A lot of you out there are frustrated trying to get into a home, and you should. Interest rates are phenomenal. I couldn't believe we're back in the 3s again in most cases. And it's the best investment there is, period.
Absolutely.
More people create wealth through real estate than any other way. In fact, Marge, you might know this number, but a homeowner has a 45 times greater net worth than a renter.
Wow.
And the home has a lot to do with that.
Absolutely. If you don't have real estate, buy it.
There you go.
Your kids should be buying it. Everyone should be buying real
Okay,
estate.
so what should a buyer first do to get prepared?
Okay, first they need to contact you and get pre-approved.
Okay, we didn't tee that up, but a good answer.
It's true. They absolutely need to have a pre-approval in their hand before they even go look.
Now, does it matter whether it's a local lender or an internet?
It really, the internet lenders are just a nightmare. They're just a nightmare. They're just showing you the lowest rate, and it just doesn't get done most of the time.
Now, as a listing agent, how often do you accept offers with internet lenders or out of the area lenders?
Not often.
Yeah.
Not
and it's
not
only
in
to
the market right
protect. It's
now.
to protect. It's not against them. It's just to
No.
protect your seller, right?
Absolutely, for sure. I mean, if the buyer has a relationship with a lender that they've been using over and over and over, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if it's a first-time home buyer and they go online and they find quick online, I shouldn't have said that, but, something like that. There's just too many offers to choose from,
Right.
and you want an offer that's going to go through.
All right, here's another reason to work with Margie Shaffer with Remax is there's a lot of confusion out there. The internet is great. You got all these tools like Zillow and Realtor.com and so forth, but there's some problems with those sites, right?
Right.
I
The
mean-
values just are not correct.
Or what about those homes on there? Are they all still there?
Nope, a lot of them are pending.
Or are all of them on it?
No, yeah, a lot of them aren't. Some of the MLSs don't participate with.
So if there's a very limited inventory and you don't have the right data, how much more difficult is it for a buyer if they aren't working with you, where you can go, no, I know which homes are available,
Absolutely.
and I'm going to show you those homes that are available so you don't waste your time with the others, correct?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the only way you're going to be successful. And then we'll dive back to you being president at Women's Council Realtors, where you're heavily involved in a networking group. Networking is so key to finding a home right now for your buyers, right?
Sure. Anytime there's a buyer's looking for a certain track or a certain house, one story or this or that, we just talk to each other. And do you guys have anything coming up? These are agents that are really experienced, and they have a lot of clients in their past that they can go and say, oh my God, I do have that. Let me go call her and see.
Well, and I watch you all want to work with each other because you trust each other.
Absolutely.
You're accountable. You know the deal's going to get done, that you guys like working with each other. So that's an advantage going, Margie, I'd be glad to get your buyer in because I like
Yeah.
working with you. And Margie is great to work with.
Oh, thank you. And we're not hiding things from each other. You know,
Right,
we're
right.
really open with each other and helping each other out and helping our clients. So it's huge.
All right. So if you want to work with Margie, you should reach out. She's fun. She's awesome. She's networked. She's connected. She's passionate, and she cares. And that's what you need in a real estate professional.
Thanks, Dawn.
So how can they get a hold of you?
Okay, my cell phone is 661-755-4001. That's probably the easiest. You could text me. I'm available all the time. Or give me a call, and we'll go from there.
All right. Margie Shaffer 5.com, right?
Gmail.
At Gmail? Okay.
At gmail.com.
All right. So reach out again. Margie Shaffer with Remax. Thank you for being part of our show.
Thank you for having me.
Not
This
enough
was
time.
fun. I
Not
know.
enough time. I told you it'd go
This
by
went
quick.
so fast.
Well, if you want just somebody that's absolutely adorable and really cares and kills it for her clients, that's why they all come back. 70% of her clients, 70% of your business, repeat clients.
I know.
That's a sure sign of somebody that does a great job. So thank you for being part of our show, Margie.
Thank you.
Can't wait to have you back.
Okay.
All right.
I'll come
Don't
back.
go away. We got the second half of the show coming up just in a few minutes. Have a good halftime show.
Bye.